countries which are working. Okay, so right now we are working with Titan US, and with this Titan US we are going to start our configuration. Okay, in this way you can create your chart for a number of entities, but yes, it will be a means once we will go for the consolidation, there I will show you how it is being utilized. Okay, go to P004 is a UK entity, and where we are configuring everything. So yesterday what we did, we created a journal, and inside that journal we created uh, entry also, the general journal. Okay. So before going further, let me revise what we are going to do today and what we have done yesterday. So, okay, so this is a general journal, and in this journal, if I go to the lines, I can see my opening balance. I have done, I have created, but right now we have just created, we have not posted it yet. Okay, so I will run a report which is named as trial balance, and I will show you what actually is happening in that. Okay, so we have created where we are trying, okay, the ledger should be credited and the bank should be debited by this much amount so that we can start our business. So there are few standard reports in it. If you go to the general ledger module, inquiries and reports, you go for the trial balance. Enter this trial balance, whatever is your date. Okay, so normally it will automatically take up, because for the UK I believe it was 6th of April to till 5th of April. Okay, so I will calculate the balances. You can change the date also as per your convenience. Right now, let's see, after creating the ledger journal, there is uh, any changes happen at the ledger level or not. So we are seeing a blank report. Why? Because there is no posting happened and all the main accounts are right now uh, blank only. Okay, there is no transaction happened at the ledger level. Okay, so these are the six or five ledgers where if once we post the entry, system will show those entries, so show those transactions at the ledger level. Now coming to the point, what I am going to do today. So let me just check. I will create a daily journal. I will create a periodic journal, a vendor invoice recording journal, and I will create a vendor disbursement journal, and I will also create a customer payment journal. So these are the main journals we are going to use. We are going to create today. Okay, so these journals are actually a register, you can say. Okay, when you go for right now everything is digital, right? But before digitalization, everything was maintained in a register. So for cash receipt, means for receiving a cash from a customer, we have a separate journal. We have a separate register. For paying to the vendor, we have a different register. And maintaining these two books in the third book, which is your trial balance ledger level, it is more difficult. Okay, so now everything is consolidated into one ERP system. So that's why we create different journals. Okay, so these journals you can create for specific users also, and for specific team members, departments as well. Okay, those who are going to utilize. In a real time scenario, when you are working with a client, you should know what is the actual need for this journal. Okay, and how many journals you are going to create. Then there is a approval which I am going to tell you, that okay, on the journal level we have journal approvals as well. So journal approval, this we are going to see today how the approval works. Okay, now after that I will tell you intercompany as well, intercompany posting. If we have two companies, how we will transfer one. payment to another payment. Okay, let me these one more topic I will take today. Let's say, for example, we will take. Let me check the module first. Inside the general ledger, we are working with the ledger setup. So I will take the general ledger parameters and posting setup. So I will take the account for automatic posting as well today. Okay. So these 10 topics I will try to cover. Automatic posting. Now coming to the point in which is the main part, which is the workflow. Okay, right now if I go for the general ledger module under the journal entries, general journals, and this register we have created, which the register has an entry with this number, and if I go to the lines level, I have one line over here. Okay, one line I have created which is causing an entry at the one line. Okay. At the below, you can see there is a reporting currency which is taken from the ledger format, ledger form, and there is a accounting currency which is there. Okay, the conversion happened on the basis of the currency exchange rate. So this is the revision part. Now, if I post it, what will happen? System will, if you want to post it, firstly do the simulate posting to check the errors. Directly also you can do a post. Okay. If there is any error or any warning will come system, if there are 10 lakh lines over here, okay, I mean maximum limit is I think 10,000 lines. Okay, so if there are 10,000 lines, it will be very difficult to go for one for it to enter, means to work on different lines separately. Okay, so for that level, if there is any error coming up, you use the simulate posting one, which is equivalent to posting. So it is showing the operation is completed. That means I will not have any problem while posting the lecture. Okay, but what I want to know key, as a user I have created it, right? There is no manager involvement in this. So to involve the manager, we have an option called approval. Okay, so for that you go to the journal setup, you go to the journal names. Inside the journal names, if you go, you have a approval. So there are two types of approvals. One is a direct approval and one is the approval workflow. I will tell you today both. Okay. So in the approval workflow, if I click on the active button, I need to select a approve. Okay. Who is going to approve? Okay. So if I save it, it will ask me to group for approval must be specified. Okay. So what is the group? So if you right click in on it and go to the view details, you will see that there is a approver, project general approver, credit approval, originator approval, test group one. What I will do, I will create a new approver for me, and general ledger, general finance approval. Okay, so I will write it finance approvers. Okay, and I will add the user over here. So inside this, right now I am only the admin, so I will add to the. Now what will happen, I will go back and this finance approver I will add in my approve button. So this is the finance approver. Okay, and I will save it. What will happen after that, if I go now to the general journals, I will not be able to post it until and unless it is approved. I hope this is clear to you. We have, okay, so this is now the post button, which sends the entry at the ledger level, and there will be no, means it will make a history. Okay, once you post it, there will no, it is not allowed to change any data after the post happens. Okay, so right now I can't post it, but I have got a button called approval. Once you approval, so you need to go for the report as ready. Once it is report as ready, the journal, you need to mention to your to the approver that okay, my journal is not getting, means please approve the journal. Then on the basis of the changes, he can approve or reject it. Okay, if I approve it, the post button will be enabled then. That means as a user, I will not be able to post until and unless approval is enabled. Okay, so this is the benefit of direct approval. Okay, now if as a user I can reject it also, so I have rejected it. Now again the post button is disabled. Okay, so the activity of approval or rejection is for the manager. Means I will add my manager in the user group, and for that user group the approval will be done. Okay, so report is ready, and then the user has sent, she made the changes. So let's say for example, he is asking for to enter the description. Okay, so as a manager I have rejected it, and I have asked the user to enter a description. So I will enter a description, opening for stakeholders. Okay, so this is the description I have typed, and he also advised me to add the release date when it is going to release. So it is going to release today. Okay, and he's also asking me, let's go to different tabs over here. What is the reason for it? Okay, what is the reason for this particular journal to be posted? So for that you can add a reason over here. So to add a reason, you need to add a financial region, okay, in the system. So if I duplicate it and search it, go for the regions. This is the financial regions, okay. So click on the financial region. So region code, let's say for example, the region of the posting of the journal is uh, finance. Okay, finance activity. So for the finance activity, it will be enabled. This particular region code can be utilized at ledger level, means GL level, the module which you are working right now. It can be utilized at asset level, bank level, customer level, and vendor level. So these are the five modules where you can use this particular region. Okay, there might be some customization required, that okay, the financial region should be enabled at different modules. So in that case you should know that okay, inside the system we have a particular this field, okay, where the form which can be customized further. Okay, now if I go to my ledger level, I need to save it first. Save it. Then if I go to region, I am now able to find out the finance. Okay, now there is a item text group and text code that I will come in a later section when I will do a transaction from ledger to ledger in a separate, because it is a opening entity, so there will be no tax involved in it. Okay, and now coming to the point is withholding tax, the tax group I will tell you, I will come on the section. It is not a reversing entry, means the reversal is not required right now. Then there is the invoice tab. It is asking for a posting profile. We will come to it when posting profile is required. There is a due date field. If you want to means if you want to enter a due date, then you can utilize it. It is approved by a user, means who is going to approve it. So there is a, means this might be uh, based on my number. Okay, the approval number, the approval user ID. Then there is a payment section. Under the payment section you can enter how the method, what is the method of payment you are going to utilize. Right now I have not uh, created any method of payment for my vendor, so there is a direct transfer. Okay, we can also create a method of payment for it, but we will create in a later stage. Okay, so bank type, bank transaction type, what type of transaction it is a direct transfer, it is a cash transfer, it is a check transfer. So that you can utilize over here. Okay, so let's say for example I want to create a, this will be a bank transaction type of NEFT. We are going to do a national transfer. So NEFT, and in which main account it is going. If it is required, I will enter. If not, then it's fine. Okay, so I will just mention the bank transaction type over here. There is a payment reference. Okay, so reference 00927. So this reference number can used for your, once you do a transfer from the stakeholder account to the company's account, you will get a particular reference number. Representative, name of the person who will represent it. So let's say it is represented by Saju. Then if it is going to be used as a deposit slip, I will talk in a later class what actually is a deposit slip. Okay, then there is a payment fee. Inside the payment fee, if there is any fee going to be added on this particular one, then we will come back, we can use this particular fee id. I will come back on it later. Then there is a fixed asset. If the general journal can be utilized for acquisition of any fixed asset, we will see in the fixed asset module. There is a remittance. Remittance means you are sending an instruction to your vendor that okay, this needs to be credited to your bank account. Okay, so remittance location and address you can utilize, but this is not available for the GL module. Okay, the history will be created. Right now the history is reported as ready by admin, rejected by admin. Then there is the approved button. So if you click on the report is ready now, then approve it. So approved by user will be enabled. And now if you go for the print option and want to check what is the journal, so you will see these options will be enabled to you at the report level also. Okay, now post button is enabled. So this is a simple workflow where the multiple, if there are multiple users in a user group, then in that case you can, all the managers will be able to approve it. Okay, so this is a one step for a journal, means one step approval process. Let the report be run. So I will run the report. Okay. So I hope till here things are clear to you. We are going to post our first journal. Then we will be going to before writing the first journal, I am going to tell you the approval workflow process as well. So means how to set up a workflow, that I'm going to tell you. That will be a standard workflow only. Means I will be the owner of the workflow and I will be able to approve it. Okay, so let me just let this be completed first. Hmm. So right now you can see that okay, this is approved by this one. Okay, what is the total for the journal batch number? Okay, so the net difference uh, after the entries passed on, stakeholder equity will be like this, and the bank account is going to be updated by this. The debit, credit, and amount in transaction currency credit. What is the amount in transaction currency debit and credit? You can see all the things over here. Okay, and this report can be forwarded to your users as well. Okay, so here it is not aligned to export because of the reason that it is not posted yet. Okay, so you will click on the post button now. Before posting, okay, so we will create one more entry with a different workflow. Okay, let me post it first. Now the operation is completed. If I go to the general ledger level, I will go to the inquiries and reports. I will go to the trial balance. If I run the trial balance and go for the calculate balances, it will show me the entries as of now. Okay, so you can select this one, you can go for the all transactions. So it will show the transaction. There will be multiple transaction when we proceed further. So you can see that okay, this is generated from here, means this particular main account contains these ledgers, and these ledgers, if you want to know what are the ledgers created, so you can see there is a voucher option. This voucher, what actually is a voucher? Voucher will show you the entries which means the debit credit also. Okay, from where the this particular voucher is created. Okay, then if I go to original document, I can also find out that okay, from where this particular original document means from where this entry is created. So you can go to the view details over here. Within the view details, you can go for the lines option. So that means everything is interconnected. Okay, once you have posted the journal, everything will is interconnected and you will be able to view it. You can also 1 minute. Hmm. So you can also check what is the source of this particular ledger and how the debit credit is happening. So that is the more important part for you. Okay, as a functional consultant, because you are going to set up everything for your users. Okay. So the second thing which I'm going to tell you, the second entry I will do is a petty cash entry. Okay, for the petty cash entry also, I am going to utilize the general journals. But the petty cash entry, what is a petty cash entry? Petty cash entry are those entries where this is utilized for the operation purpose. Okay, means operational purpose. Petty cash. Okay, so petty cash is basically so petty cash. Let's say for example, our business is now started. We want to purchase or we want some office equipment need to be purchased. Okay, so for that we are going to utilize the petty cash. Okay, so petty cash is a normal cash which is utilized by the industry, by the operations, for a uh, for emergency purpose or for any operational purpose. Okay, so what will be the entry over here? The petty cash will be taken by some office boy, right? And it will come from where? It will come from bank account. Okay, so that means you need to give petty cash to this person, and this person is going to purchase some item, and this item will have some bill. That bill will be given to you. Okay, now in the finance terms, what will happen? This is an entry of petty cash account to bank. Okay, to a bank. Now bank is going to be subtracted, means bank is going to be minus and petty cash is going to be positive. That means bank needs to be credited over here, and petty cash account needs to be debited over here. In the first class only I told you that whenever you are working as a finance consultant, you always need to work about the debit and credit. So always remember like this. Okay, what type of entry it is, and which entry is going to be added, which entry is going to be updated, and which entry is going to be credited. So for that, what is my first requirement? I should have a petty cash account. I should have a bank account. Third, I should have a journal from where I am going to transfer. Okay, so I have right now bank only. I don't have the petty cash account and I don't have the journal account. So how I will create it? I will go in there inside the system. I will go to the general ledger module. I will go to the chart of accounts, accounts, main accounts, and I will create one more account under T004004. So this petty cash account will be kept in the asset side or in the expense side. Okay, let's see what they have done in the USMF entity. Normally petty cash account will be kept in the asset side. Sorry, T00. US. So to check this, you will go to again to the general ledger module, chart of accounts, accounts, and then main accounts. Over here, we will go for the petty cash account. This is the one. Okay, so they have kept it under the asset side only. Okay, and they have utilized in the cash. So what I will do, I will create a petty cash account over here like the same. Okay, and account number will be 1 4 times 0 and 2. Name will be petty cash, and it comes under the asset side, and it will come under the main account category as cash. Okay, now I will save it. Once it is done, you can enable the do not allow manual entry if it is not required, but in petty cash you can do manual entry, no worries in it. Now one thing is completed. Second thing is I need to have a journal. I need to decide in which journal, from which journal I am going to use this, you pass this entry. Okay, so for this you will go to the general ledger module, you go to the general journals, you go to the new, you create a new journal. So the journal is only opening balance right now, but it is not a opening balance. So as per my activity I can create separate journal. Okay, so I will create a journal of cash. Okay, and write the name as cash transfer. Okay, so for any type of cash transfer, I'm going to utilize this. So there is a daily option, means it will be of type of daily transaction only. So I will not remove it. And over here, I will, I I will have a number sequence. You can utilize any of the number sequence, whichever is there. So for the general ledger module, there are few voucher series that I'm going to utilize. I will save it, and after this I want the approval. So this is a manual approval, either this can be enabled or this can be enabled. Okay, both cannot be enabled at once. Okay, so if you are working with approval workflow, then you need to define a workflow id. Where is this workflow id is going to be created? Till here, if you have any doubt, let me know so that I can clear it and I can move ahead with the workflow process. Saju, any doubt till here?
Yeah, all good, Anand. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So now I'm going to start with my approval workflow process. So for that, you need to go to the general ledger module. I am not sure it will open in the in this particular Chrome environment or not. If the workflow is not open in this environment, we will use open this environment in the Internet Explorer. Okay. So right now I'm going for the under the journal setup. You will find out the general ledger workflows. Okay. So let's go to the workflows now. So over here under the workflow, I will create a new workflow. This is system defined workflow. Okay, so ledger daily journal workflow I want to enable. If you want to create a new, then a technical consultant will be required for it. Okay, and you need to define your requirement to him. So when you click on it, a file will be downloaded for you. Once you double click it, the application cannot be started, contact the application vendor. So this error can come up to you. You can close it, you can try this journal, you can try this URL in Internet Explorer. Control V, let it be open first. Okay. Now what I will do, I will go for the new button. I will click on it. A file will be downloaded for me. Now it is will start the running. So another application will enable for you, okay, where you need to design your workflow. Let's wait for few minutes. We have four more journals in the standard applications, four more workflows, sorry, four more. So these workflows are ledger allocation journal workflow, ledger elimination journal workflow, and advanced ledger entry workflow. Okay. So advanced ledger entries are those workflows where from one workflow, like the advanced rules I have told you, you can define, you are defining only one, you can define only 8, 10 financial dimensions at the account structure level, but going further, those those financial dimensions can further be linked with the advanced rule structure. Similarly, the advanced ledger entry workflow will help you to create further entries once one ledger is posted. Means from one ledger you want to post separate ledgers as well. Okay, so in that case, this is basically utilized under the government projects. Encumbrance is the uh, option enabled for you. So in that case, you need to define few rules. Okay, so if you go to the general ledger module, you have a posting definition. Okay, so inside the posting definitions, you can create a new button, and over here you need to define the generated entries over here. What is the matching criteria? And once it is matched, you need to define your uh, means from when you're posting a entry in of expense, with the expense there will be few more entries that will be automatically created by the system. Okay, so in that way you can utilize it. What happened, it is not opening. Okay, no problem. Once another application will start automatically. Okay, it might be taking some time. Meanwhile, we will create few more journals for our entry. Okay, so how to create an entry? Let's say, for example, uh, if I go to vendor disbursement, okay, let's wait for the journals. Let me start one more topic over here. Meanwhile, I will tell you the global journals. Okay, however, the global journals are, you need to understand for the global journals a concept called intercompany accounting. Let's introduce a concept of intercompany accounting as well. So, what is the intercompany accounting? So, intercompany, let's say for example, right now we have a T004 account, which is a UK account, and it want to transfer, or it want to take some take some money from USMF right now, because the other Titan entity we have not yet created. Okay, another journal we have not created. So what I will do, I will create one entry of USMF. Okay, and we will do a transfer from USMF entity to T004 entity. Now what happened in that case? Whenever two companies are working together, okay, and they want to transfer some amount from one company to another company in a subsidiary company for any purpose, for any business purpose or for any loan purpose or for any of the purpose. So in that case we utilize a concept called intercompany accounting. Okay, so in that case intercompany accounting can be of three types. One is a GL, direct GL entry. That means what happened in this particular case, the UK entity will be added and USMF entity will be subtracted. That means T004 will be debited and USMF entity will be credited. And with that money, let's say for example they are transferring 10,000 US dollars. Okay, 10,000 USD they are going to transfer from USMF entity to T004 entity. Now in that case T004 entity will be debited, so that amount will be utilized for further transactional purpose. Okay, so how to do it? There are few setups which are required for for intercompany posting. That means there should be some relationship between USMF and T004. Let's see where this relationship is maintained. Let me check meanwhile why still the workflow is not enabled. It is getting started but not getting enabled, so let's wait for some more time. Meanwhile it is getting started. Let's go for intercompany accounting. So intercompany accounting, for that you need to go to collapsol first, go to posting setup, go for the intercompany accounting. Company accounting, as I told you, I want a relationship between two companies, so I need to enter originating company. Right now the origin will be USMF from where the money is coming up, and the destination company where the money is landing up. So T004 I will take it up, and after this I need to define under the USMF what are the debit account, what are the credit account. Inside the destination company also I need to define the debit account and the credit account. And again here you can see the journal name sheet is required. Okay, so we have two journals right now, the cash run journal and a opening journal. But intercompany accounting, whenever intercompany accounting happen, I want a separate journal for it. Okay, so what will happen, I will click on the new button. Inside the new button I will write IJ, which is an intercompany journal. Okay, so intercompany journal. This will be of type daily only because it is a ledger to ledger transaction. A separate type of ledger type journal type is not need to be maintained. Right now, as you know, I am trying to keep the standard approval process. So I will put the finance approval over here only. Okay, there is a voucher series required. Let me check if there is anything called intercompany journal. Yes, this there is a INTE. So I will keep this particular voucher series. Voucher series, the concept of voucher series I have already told you. Okay, so right now I will save it and the journal is now created. I am going to utilize this journal. Now there is another concept which is debit account and credit account. Okay, debit account and credit account. So these four main accounts I need. So two main accounts I will create over here. Let me go to the view detail section. Main accounts. You can also use the menu option also. So after the setup, you need to understand what type of entries you can pass in the GL entry. Okay, in the general ledger module. That's why it is important to understand the concept. Okay, there are 4 5 concepts which are normally used in a daily basis. Okay, so that we will remember. Now coming to the part is intercompany accounting. So intercompany accounting, let's see where the USMF is maintaining it. Okay, so if I duplicate the tab, I will take the USMF entity, and over here what I will do, I will take the intercompany. See, so this is the intercompany receivable they have maintained in the asset side because they are receiving some amount, so we will create it under the asset side. Okay, now intercompany receivable, and there will be intercompany payable as well. You can filter over here, write the inter and enter it. So there is the intercompany receivable and intercompany payable. Payable is kept in the liability side, and intercompany receivable is kept as the asset side. Okay, so I hope now you are clear about receivable and payables. Payables mean you are going to pay something that will be created as a liability for you. Okay, because somebody, if you are paying something, in return you are asking for interest as well as the amount paid, right? So for a bank it is a liability, but when we are getting it, it will be an asset. Let's say for example we are purchasing a home on the home loan. Okay, for me it will be an asset, but for the bank it will be a liability until and unless I am not completing that particular account. Okay, I'm not completing the loan amount. Okay, now coming to the part is create two main accounts, one in the asset side, one in the liability side. Okay, with the same name we will try to create so that it will not create any confusion. I will copy it. I will go to the main accounts of T004. I will create a new main account over here, and clicking on the new button, it will be receivable. So we will keep it 1 4 times 0 3. We will the company receivable. We will type it USMF to T004, and it will come under the asset side. It will come under the asset. What they have written, they have written the AR, so we will write it as AR. Now clicking on the save button, 1003 is now done. Now we are going to create one more account, intercompany payable. So intercompany payable, the liability section, the first liability account we are going to create now. So this is the liability 20024901, intercompany payable. It will be payable. So USMF2 T004. Okay. Now this will come under the liability section. Sorry, not the equity, liability section. Main account category, we will take the main account category from here, so it will be kept as EP. Okay, EP means accounts payable. Okay, payables are always liability. Okay, save it. Now go back, mention these two accounts over here. The debit account, which will be a intercompany receivable, credit account, which will be a intercompany payable, and now there is a debit amount, credit amount required at the USMF side also. So USMF, the entity is already opened with me. What I will do, I will create a main account over here only. I will take the main account as, what is the name of the 100? I will take it like this, 133101, which I can see over here. Okay, and I will keep it, I will copy paste it, intercompany receivable, intercompany receivables, USMF2 T004. So this is one account I have created. One another account I want to create is of liability of 2001. So we will go and we will create one more intercompany. Yeah, it came up. Intercompany sales is there. We will also create the intercompany for purchase order and sales order as well. Okay, so intercompany, we went enter. So there is one account for 2003. So I will create one more account of 231301. Okay, I will create it 1231301, and I will keep it like this, intercompany payable USMF to T004. Okay, this will come again under not in the profit and loss, it will come under the liability, and the main account category will be AP. Similarly, for the 136201, I think, save it first. Go back to the previous. Yes, 301. Yes, 3101. So it is USMF2 receivable T004. It will come under the asset side, and we will take it as AR, accounts receivable. Okay, save it. Now we will define these two main accounts over here. The intercompany main account. Uh, you can type intercompany TZUSMF to T001. I think it is not refreshed yet, so that's why. Okay, don't worry, it will not give me the error. So one more inter, intercompany payable USM to T004. I hope these four main accounts are uh, now easy for you to understand. What actually I am going to do, I am taking $10,000 from USMF to T004 in the UK entity, so that I can start my business. Okay, so I will save it. Now over here there is one more section which is centralized payment. For the centralized payment, there is a centralized payment means you can pay to your vendor or customer from one entity also. So there is also a provision for it, but okay, that's fine. We will come back to it on a later section when we will start with our purchases. Okay, so let's go for the for creating a global journal. You will go to the general ledger module. There is general journals. There is a global general journal. Global general journal is utilized for intercompany posting. Okay, over here you will create a new journal. Over here, new journal will be created in USMF or it will be created in T004. I want to create it in T004. So I change it. What is the name of the journal? The name of the journal will be intercompany journal. You will click on OK button and my T004 intercompany journal is created. Okay, you can see the intercompany journal has a number sequence with 006. Okay, changing company to T004, you will go to the lines button now. Once you go to the line, system will say, okay, the T004 and there is a offset company also. Okay, that means you need to identify from T004 as I told you, you need to identify, okay, T004 is going to be debit. So I will mark the T004 as debit with 1000 USD, and then from where it is coming. So offset entity, you will type USMF. Okay, after that you will type the ledger account, in which ledger account you want to take it up. So for this T004 is for T004 it is a receivable. I will mark it under the receivable, and as I told you, according to my account structure, my financial dimensions are going to be selected. Okay, so this is the cost center. I will take the cost center. I am taking it under the cost center of procurement cost center. This money is it will be utilized for procurement. Which department will be responsible for it? Let's say for example operations department will be responsible for it. What is the business unit, for which business I am utilizing it? Let's say for example I am utilizing it for IT consulting practice. Although Titan is not working in the IT consulting purpose right now, they are working. Let's say, for example, Titan is working for the fashion industry also only. Okay, there is the agreement, but we have already allowed the blank value for the agreement in the account structure. If you have any doubt, let ask me now. No problem in it. Okay. Now for the USMF, what will be the USMF or the USMF? It will keep the intercompany account, and it will be intercompany payable account. So intercompany payable, this is the intercompany payable. As you can see, now I am getting only the business unit. Why I am not getting other two? Because inside the account structure of USMF, these two only are defined. Okay, so account structure actually works in that way. Okay, so it will be given under the management consulting. The department will be operations department. Okay, anything you can use it, no problem. The currency I will change it. I want to do this transaction in the USD, not in GBP. Okay, so an exchange rate cannot be found tightened daily between USD and INR. That's good. This is the error which we are getting today. So for that, what you need to do, you will go to the T004 entity over here, and you will go for the delete it, not required. You will go to the currencies over here, currency exchange rates. Titan daily is already selected, and we will see that USD INR relationship is not there, only USD RUB relationship is there. Okay, you will click on the new button from currency USD to INR, and you will add it. What is the rate as of today? So 1 USD to INR, the rate is 83.99. Okay, so I will type 83.99. Starting date as of today, give it a starting date 83.99. That means 83.99 INR is equals to 1 USD, and you will save it. Now if you go to the journal voucher, okay, and you will try to refresh it. Once you refresh it, system will an exchange rate cannot be found. Okay, no problem. Save it first. So now it is saved. Let me close it, refresh it. So okay, what it has done, it has, I think I need to create a new line again. No problem in it. Let's create a new line from here only. T002, the ledger, inside the T004, it is the intercompany account. So the intercompany account, it is an intercompany receivable for T004, and it is taken for the which one? It was taken for the procurement. It was taken by which department? It is taken by operations department. Which business unit? It will be utilized for fashion business unit. Okay. Now from where it is this money is coming up, so for that offset account needs to be defined. So for that we will take the USMF, where it is gone. Yes, this is the USMF. We are going to take it from the ledger. Okay, so inside the ledger, so we are going to utilize the ledger. So firstly we will define the main account. So the main account will be intercompany payables. Okay, so let me type the intercompany payable. So intercompany payable of USMF to T004. What is the business unit from where USMF is giving me? They are giving me from management consulting practice, and the department will be, let's say, finance department is responsible for this one. Okay, I want USD currency now. I want this transaction to happen in the USD currency. There is no currency exchange rate found between USD and GBP. Actually, they are asking why they are asking this. Why they are asking? They are asking because on the ledger level of USMF, if you go to the general ledger module, if you go, you will find out that there are two currencies involved. T004 accounting currency is in GBP, but reporting currency is in INR. When reporting currency is in INR, the USD GBP is also required. Okay, so to at the backend means multiple operations are running up. Inside this, one operation is currency exchange. Okay, so what we will do, USD GBP, start date, give it as of today. I will write the exchange rate. So 1 USD to GBP. Let's see. So 0.76. Okay. So we will go and we will type the 0.76. So 0.76 GBP is equals to 1 USD. Now you will save it. Once you will save it, you will receive the exchange value as okay. Now again we will go to the journal voucher. We will refresh it. I hope this time it will not delete the line. If it get deleted, no problem in it. So now you can see it is done. You will save it. So right now we have not entered the amount, sorry. So what I will write the amount. I want to take 1 lakh USD from USMF entity into my system. Okay, into my T004 Titan US entity. So now you can see that okay, in the currency 76,000 means 76,000 GBP we are taking from USMF and inside the reporting. But in India, when it is going to be reported, it will be said that okay, T004 has taken 83 lakh 99,000 from the USMF entity. I hope this is clear to you. Again, there is a process. Okay, what will be the release date? So release date, let's say it is of today. Inside the general tab, you can utilize the fields. So reason code you can give, financial activity. You for the taxation part, we will come back on it later. You will have an invoice. If you want to invoice it, the invoices fields will be there. You have a payment, again the same payment. Once we are going to do with the payment method of payment, I will define. Then I will come back on it. Okay. Let's say for example, uh, I want to use the method of payment also in this particular because the transaction is coming from different country. So in that case, what you can do, you can go to accounts payable modules, you can go to the method of payment. So inside the method of payment, you will click on the new button. There are few method of payment defined by the system. This is the payment type. So is it a check payment, is it an electronic payment, or is it a promissory note? So let's say for example it is a check payment. You can also go for the cash on delivery. In the cash on delivery, the payment type will be other. Okay. So for the check, you will type the check, CHEQUE, check, and we are going to CHEQUE, check. Okay. From which bank, what is the posting? So you can take the bank, and over here define the bank account. It is the bank, this check, whenever this method of payment will be utilized, this is for HSBC bank. Bridging and all those things, I will come back on it later. Okay, what is the bank transaction type? It will be of NEFT type. No, it can't be NEFT. Let's say for example I want to create a NEFT also. So in that case, you will create a new, you will go for the payment type, electronic payment, and then you can type the NEFT, 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 and over here then you will select the posting type as bank account, posting type as HSBC bank, bank transaction type as NEFT, and you will save it. Once you save it, you can go ahead, go to the back option, go again to the general ledger module, go to the global general journals, and inside the global general journals you go to the intercompany journal, go to the lines. Now if you go for the payment option, you will be able to find out the method of payment. This control cannot open a lookup form in its current context due to insufficient metadata. Okay, no problem, that I will check. Maybe it is due to some refresh issue or something. I will check on it, but okay, no problem. Method of payment is selected in this format. Okay. Now coming to the posting section. So post is not yet enabled. You will go for the approval, report as ready. Then once your report is ready as a user, you will not be because I am already added in the user group. That's why I'm seeing the approve or reject. I will approve it. Once I approve it, I will save it, and I will go for the journal is in approved state and cannot be modified. That's fine. We will go for the posting. So there is a message detail where it is showing intercompany posting with USMF missing. Currency code USD has no exchange rate. Currency code USD has no exchange rate. Okay, so no problem. We will see what is the error actually it is showing. T004 USMF entity USD currency. Okay, we will see the intercompany posting with USMF missing. Let me check. Okay. We are into the right now. We are into the T004, and we will go to the T from T004. We will check the posting definition. Intercompany accounting. We will take the USMF and T004. Okay. Right now the originating company is USMF, and so destination company is T004. This is for the journal. Okay. What I will do, I will create a reciprocal also. Okay, so I have created a reciprocal. That means now my source company is T004. I will again post it. This time I will not post it, I will try to simulate the posting. Okay, and if there is any error, we will see. One error we will receive, which is of US, I think, currency exchange rate, but one error should be removed. Intercompany accounting with USMF missing. USD currency. Let me save it first. Okay, so it is saying that okay, USMF to T004, USMF to T004 to USMF intercompany journal does not exist. Over here it is intercompany journal. Okay, so save it now. It is now saved. Let me retry it, validate, simulate posting. So now we have few errors. So we will go to the match detail. Yes. So one error is removed. Now it is asking for currency code USD has no exchange rate. Okay. So what we need to do, we need to go to the USMF entity and check the currency exchange rate. Okay. So inside the USMF entity, we will go to the general ledger module. We will go to the ledger form, and we will check for accounting what is the currency exchange rate. They have utilized the default currency exchange rate. You go to the exchange rates and check USD to GBP is there or not. From currency USD to GBP is there, USD to INR is there, then what is the issue? Let me check once. Currency code USD has no exchange rate. The transaction do not balance. Counting date post. 1 minute, let me check. USD to GBP, the amount is not correct. Let me correct the amount. GBP to USD, how much it is? 1 USD to GBP, it was 0.76 sterling. So let me enter 0 currency conversion factor. I will type it as 1, add, give it a today date 0.76, and INR is actually add as of today, it will be 83.99. Let's save it. Exchange rate must be filled in. Now let me try. Validate, simulate posting. What is the error now? Currency code USD has no exchange rate. Currency code USD has no exchange rate. Let me check this one in my T004 also. T004. Titan daily is our exchange rate. We will take the USD. USD to INR is there, USD to GBP is there, both are there. Maybe it is because of general, the exchange rate, cross rate is also there. Why it is showing currency code USD has no exchange rate. Let me do one thing. I will mark it at reject. So that the editing can be enabled, I will delete this line and I will create a new line. Okay, and let's see if still we are getting the error, then we will check and we will come back on it. Click on the new button, T004, the ledger will, it will be receivable, so received in the USMF receivable entry. It will be of cost center will be taken as procurement, department will be taken as finance, business unit will be taken as fashion, and agreement is not required. Okay, debit 1 lakh rupees debit, and the offset entity will be USMF. USMF. Inside the USMF, the ledger will be intercompany payables T004 business unit. From which business unit they are giving? They are giving from management consulting. Department is finance, who is responsible for this transaction. Now they want the currency to be. Let me keep it GBP first, okay, and see if it is giving me still it is giving me error or not. Okay, so I will report as ready, approve it. After approval, go for the validate option and simulate the posting. Operation is completed. So I think there is a problem with currency code. Let me check if I can now do the transaction is currency USD or not. Okay. So let me change this currency to USD. I will save it and again I will do the simulate posting. Okay, so it is because of some syncing issue. Okay, so maybe some there is something missing in our code. So that's why let me now try to approve it. Report as ready, approve it, and also I will run a report. Okay, so the journal report I will run. What will be the impact of this particular transaction when I post it in the system? What impact I will face? Click OK. Okay, so now the report is ready. Okay, so the impact will be one impact will be going to the USMF entity, sorry, T004 entity, where amount will be increased, and in the at the USMF entity, the amount will be decreased. Okay, so these two transactions will happen. Now I will close this option and I will post. So now it is posted. I will go to the print option. I will check the posted transaction by. Okay, so this is the entry posted inside the system. Okay, and what we will do, we will now run a trial balance report, inquiries and report trial balance. So if I run the trial balance, I should have few entries in my four main accounts. Okay. So these are the four accounts where the system has hit its entry. Okay. So now let's go, and what we will do, we will run few more reports. Okay. So there is a report section inside the financial report. Means one is a trial balance report for finance. There is a one more report called financial reports. If you click on the financial reports, you will see there are some standard reports are there. Okay. You can create a new report also, but let us first go for the balance sheet. Now, how to run this standard report? This is actually a financial management reporter, and this financial management reporter is actually utilized for the purpose. So you need to give it a date. You need to click on OK button. So what actually it will do? It will show you the report in a broader level. Okay, means in a reporting level. Means if you want to print the balance sheet, or if you want to print the trial balance, you will not be able to do from the first screen which I have shown you from the general ledger module, right? But from here you will be able to print that report as well, and this report is required for all the auditing purpose and different purposes. Okay. So let us first complete it. If you click on the new button, you will again be one application will be enabled for you. So here again the application is not getting enabled. I will check that how we can enable that application. It is not getting enabled. So general ledger module, if you go to the financial reports and you click on the new button, the window cannot be opened. Open option for this is always allow. Let me click on the new button. Open. Let's see if the designer gets opened or not. Run. Meanwhile, I will check if the report is generated or not. The way you can use your financial report. Okay, you need to click on the generate button, and you need to give the date. So date, according to the date, this report will be generated, and then you can click on the view button. Once the view button is clicked, you will be able to see a report. These are the standard reports. Okay, so as of 2024, you can see you have the current asset of 1 lakh rupees. Okay, and you have a total receivables of 76,000. Okay, so and total current assets is 1,76,000. There is no intangible asset, there is no fixed asset as of now. What is the liability you have? You have a liability of 76,000 which you have taken from USMF. Okay, so this is the 1,76,000 euros liabilities in shareholder equity. The same report I have shown you in the moneycontrol.com in our first class. Okay, so if you go, if so you can now getting a broader idea about how why this particular DCC ERP system is getting applied, and all the companies whoever is publishing their financial reports are utilizing such type of features. Means there it is, I'm not saying everyone is using the dynamics structure of finance and operations, but there are various other tools in the market as well which are utilized for this particular purpose. Okay, so as per your configuration, you are responsible to give the reports as well. Okay, so we have the income statement. As I will go forward, I will run the income statement as well. You can check that what are the different reports are available to you. Okay, so I hope this is clear now, the intercompany journal also. And now I will tick mark few of the things. The workflow, this is done. Posting the entries, opening balance, petty cash. I will check if it is done or not. Periodic task, accrual scheme. This I will take up in the next class. Okay.